Good morning, everybody. All right. Up, and away. Maybe. Let's fix this here. All right. So starting the day here, it was a little dip unchanged, bottoming action down here on the 5-minute chart, 65-minute, still bullish, pull back to minor support, pivot highs prior to the higher high, little hook pattern, all right, little fluid move lower into support, buyer step up. Little bottoming tail bar right there for good measure that broke the prior bar's low and up. Beautiful historical setup that, as long as I've been doing this has been around, and probably long before I was around, but fewer people recognized it. But just a very power move up, controlled move down into an obvious place, bottoming action and up. The only thing we can complain about is we don't find them enough every single day. Because if we did, we wouldn't need anything else, but then probably everybody would learn it and it wouldn't work anymore, which kind of happened from what it was, many, many years ago. But things change. It is what it is. All right. So trend up on the weekly, trend up on the daily, trend up on the monthly. But we've got a wide range bar on the monthly bar now. I can't cover all the different sectors, as we do in the letter, but there's a lot of this. And so one of our concepts with candlesticks, or just ranges, it doesn't have to be candlesticks, expanding ranges. So you have igniting wide range bars and you've got ending wide range bars. And of course, you've got continuation patterns, which are great. And you've got range expansion bottoming tail bars. But when we see prices moving up over an extended period of time, well, define extended. It's hard to do that. Well, extended from the 20, things have moved up, extended from some support, but it's been going up for a while. Just let's leave it at that. And you get a wide range bar, which communicates that the majority are now excited. There is a lower degree, or maybe almost an insignificant degree of fear as to the markets, and you have a huge amount of traders, institutions jumping in, and that typically results in a slowing in momentum. It doesn't mean the market's going to crash. It just means that risk for longs has increased, that there's probably going to be some consolidation of tremendous gain in 2024, which would make sense. And then we look for confirmation on a short-term basis. Well, we don't have that on the hourly chart. We don't have that on the daily chart. I'm going to show you, Robert. I'm going to show you the internals. So when we get messages from multiple time frames, from market internals, from intermarket analysis, three-legged stool, or what we call techno fundamentals. So once we get some information that guides our bias in a certain way, we then look for confirmation of that bias, and we don't have that yet as far as price action goes. So that, of course, leads to the question as to, well, what would give us that confirmation? And what time frames are we looking at for that confirmation? Well, on a daily chart, what we call major support, the low prior to a higher high would give us that confirmation on a daily time frame if we got to close below that. And then, you look at that and say, well, where's the next level of support? And it's right here. So we could get some bouncing back and forth where you'd get some sideways price action, which, how that forms is an unknown, right? But it could be in the form of an M top, a head and shoulders top. It could be some sideways price action for a while, and then eventually it violates some support area that was being created, and then it goes down into a void. And that's the evolution of understanding multiple time frames. So right now, trends are up in multiple time frames. We have no evidence of that breaking as of yet, and we're just looking at this chart. As we move into other sectors and we look for confirmation that may result or form in another sector, that's part of, looking at the markets, from a very broader point of view than just looking at one. So as far as internals go, we got a signal last week where breadth and sentiment agreed, right? And here we have, day-to-day put call ratio. I don't have the equity in here. I have another chart here. Here we go. That's the one I wanted. Equity and total put call ratio in agreement, breadth in agreement. No confirmation from price action yet. So once we get this, right, long risk is rising. Absolutely. And we've been using this combination of internals. I used to look at many, many more, but this combination of internals narrowed it down to simplicity. Historically, over decades, has guided us in a very excellent way. So we know that. Now, when we get some price confirmation, we'll know that, and price confirmation, breakouts will start failing. And there's some damage being done under the hood already. If you start looking through many, many charts, some things, there's like some nasty gaps that are happening. In any event, from a broader perspective, we know risk is rising here, and that's 100% sure. Things look good, multiple timeframes being up. And so what do you want to look for here? Well, what I want to look for are things that underperformed. I want to find things that are down on the 20 MA, the 50 MA, the 200 MA, down near some prior low, bottoming tail bars, things that look like they could play catch up, things that have consolidated for a while. And we start looking for evidence of, breakout failures and such, which will begin to confirm what I just spoke about. And so we start looking at other markets here, as we always do. And here's something that has underperformed. NASDAQ futures. They have room to the prior high, right? They showed relative strength. They just showed you the S&Ps that pulled back to minor support. Buyers came in here a little ahead of that. It's close, but you see that momentum move compared to this, which we looked at, switching back, momentum move, and it pulled back deeper. Well, it went up quite a bit more, but it pulled back deeper. And now this that's been underperforming didn't pull back quite as much, but it had this strong move. Pivot, 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 pivot up, takes out the prior high, right? So this continuation pattern, right here, bottoming tail bar, and I did from the advisory letter. I copied the chart and the commentary from 2 weeks ago of the advisory letter and put chart of the week, which go and read it about bar by bar analysis. It was I think a great explanation about using that in different time, not time frames changing, but your bias changing and how to utilize bar by bar analysis. So this is a continuation pattern suggesting this could go up, which if it does, you'd get broadening of breadth. This will go higher. Maybe this will go higher, which is very possible. Just because it's at an extreme now doesn't mean it can't go to a further extreme. And what's been underperforming? Some of the FANG stocks. I think Apple hit a new all-time high, but Google, Microsoft, which stocks to go look at. Maybe they play some catch-up, see what they're doing. Of course, the semiconductor stocks have underperformed, look terrible. A lot of them look terrible. Right? Broke below the 200, but regained it. Where is it today? Gapping up a little bit. Maybe they find some buyers, some rotation into some of these semiconductors. We'll see. Financials have done great. They're extended. This might, and look, it's underperforming a little bit here, but look, that's susceptible to a pullback. Common sense. The Dow hit a new all-time high. Eked out a little bit. Momentum is slowing. Look at the depth of the pullback there. Right. This is just, basic common sense stuff as to looking at price action and looking at relative strength and weakness. And I'll say it once, I'll say it till the day I stop doing this, whenever that might be, my last breath. You don't need indicators, right? All you need to do is look at the price action and understand how to interpret it. So relative weakness pulled deeper into that support. Small caps, nice depth of retracement there, but pull back on the daily chart. Bottoming tail bar, up and away. New high, deeper pullback, kind of messy here. Back and forth, back and forth. Let's see what time it is. Interest rates up, right? They pulled back, which is a good thing that they pulled back. There's a monthly chart here, just slopping back and forth here for a while. Uncertain as to what they're going to do, right? But, kind of a downward sloping kind of trading range going on there. So we'll see how this plays out into next year. And 13-week inching lower. So, are they going to lower, is the Fed going to lower interest rates? This kind of supports that, inching down a little bit. There was, if you read over the weekend, some talks about other countries utilizing something other than the dollar. Trump says he will tax 100% on any country that does that. All right, what happened? Well, the dollar spiked up. It's extended. You can see this again, the monthly chart in a trading range where it got rejected. Right, look to the left, and so now it's popping up. Maybe it begins to form a trading range. 2005, well, every year is interesting in different perspectives, but of course, between Trump, the markets being up, that wide range monthly bar, sentiment being what it is, the beginning of the year is going to be probably a little uncertain. To some degree, there always is. I mean, we have a bias that there's going to be some corrective price action. Now we're just looking for evidence of it. Okay. So overall, look, things still look good. Transports are up. They had a nice move. Small caps had a nice move. Down here. Of course, Bitcoin, which we're going to take a look at, had an incredibly great move. I wanted to show you this. I mean, here, this is junk bonds. One of the measures you could use for institutions' belief for risk on, risk off. And this looks like it's got a lot of room to go up. So we try to balance all the things that I've been speaking about with other information. And it's like, well, sentiment being where it is, this makes sense that it could go up. And if this continues to go up, if it continues to go up, the market must be doing well. Right. So we'll see. But, this says, look at the daily chart, says they believe it's going to go up. It's down here a little bit this morning, but, so all of these things is what we will continue to review in the coming year to guide us as to what's happening. Bitcoin, right? Strong move. It's extended. It's retesting a pivot high. Some sellers coming in. It's extended on the weekly. The monthly new all-time highs. That's a breakout. Now, 100,000 was an obvious place for it to stall. And minor support is way down here. We're just factory work. I'm just eyeballing the middle of that. Right. And where might this go? I mean, there's an unfilled gap down here. This is a pivot on a smaller time frame. Looks like it's going to pull back. And yeah, so I think that's it for me, Dan. Trends are up. Things look good. Sentiment internals are telling us be careful here. And we'll see what corrects, what can play catch up. Oil. Yeah, and I'll leave you with this. We've been talking about this being on the edge here for a long time. And so far, it's holding. And we'll see if energy starts to move up or not. For now, as I explained in the letter this weekend, most things suggest catch-up trades. Be careful with longs, and yeah, see how things play out here. All yours, Dan. Oh, SPX. I'm sorry. Yeah, right. I got the levels here. They probably haven't moved. Interestingly, right? The put strike is down below yesterday's low. It's too tight for government work, I think. If 6,000 breaks, it's going to go support there. It's a whole number. Things wherever they are here. It's probably unlikely to get up there today, but things are relatively tight because volatility has been moving down. And you can see it's up here a little bit. Interesting. The markets aren't doing too much, but the VIX is up. But this is down near some long-term support, as you can see. But so be careful.
Good morning. Everyone had a nice long Thanksgiving holiday. And this is the year where we have Thanksgiving and New Year's on Wednesday also. Yeah, SMCI, that's a big move. You know, I remember down here somebody was saying, hey, they're gonna get delisted or whatever. And I'm like, I'm putting it on my long list. Because if we know that, everybody does. And I don't know what the news is today, and I don't see any pattern, but yeah. Intel dog, yep, fired the CEO. I saw the headline that this from the CEO who got fired, it's down, the stock was down 60%. That's a disgrace to your CEO leadership. As pattern traders, so what do we do with this? Well, if this were a bigger run here, bigger flagpole, then I would call this a bull flag. But it did break out, it's chopping around. So it's building a new level here. I guess there's just no entry right here, right now, gap into this, but I think the weekly is shaping up. Alarms going off here. LDOS. I've been watching this thing for like 3 weeks now as it was cratering. But it's now bullish consolidation with a void. I forget where my alarm was, but we'll watch that. And his cousin, Ba, same, very similar patterns. They're trading amazingly similar. Big old move up, and look, these are all inside bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So by definition, that's building a monster support level on the hourly chart. So I got my alarm on this one up here somewhere. Boyd, we are long calls on this. My up alarm went off at 75. So I'll keep an eye on that. A riot alarm went off. So that was premature. I guess my 13 alarm went off. Boeing, we did a put spread on Friday, looks fine. A TFI alarm went off. This was a closing breakout, daily, weekly. I don't see much volume though. Charter, up alarm went off. That's a breakout, bullish weekly. Isler, alarm went off. We have this as a put spread idea, bottoming pattern, but now that it's up over $4, we're not going to get the juice, unfortunately. Lima X-ray, we're in trail mode. This was the only long trade we gave, new trade on a Wednesday. It was an earnings, gapped up, came in, took out the 5-minute high. And we only have a third lot left. But I tighten the stop under this 15-minute area. We're just in trail mode. Those are all my alarms. Let's just plow through my interest list here. FCX, it's in a downtrend, 45-degree 20, but over Friday's high, put spread. Sitla, I think they're canning his CEO, or I mean, its CEO. This is the parent of Chrysler. It's just been under fire. And I read an article, well, I just read the headline in the journal today. It said there's going to be a ton of EV companies and battery companies that are on their last lifeline, cash wise, cash burn. Now I don't know what the story is here on this Invis. At first, I thought it was a recent IPO, but look at the monthly. So why is my daily chart starting right here like it's an IPO? But in any event, it's a buy setup. But now the gap's too big. Don't forget that. UMAC, this gap and crap candidate. I mean, when you do gap and craps, the bigger, the better. I mean, look at my daily chart right now. It's the software sizes it. Look at this climactic volume, two big up days. And if it were gapping at $25, I mean, look, it's $5 higher than this 20. So that's a monster gap. So I have it here in this middle chart. Gap and crap. Net gapping up from a buy setup. That's a buy on a pullback. Tandem, I think, got an upgrade, gapping over a red bar, bottoming pattern. I like that. I'm going to put that in a window. Tandem. XPIV released some sales of their EVs. No pattern, but it's a buy setup weekly and it's making the turn. And you got rising 20 and 50. So that's a put spread idea. SIVA, we stopped out of this under this WRB, unfortunately, at a profit though. But look at weekly, monthly, still have room. Daily, weekly, monthly on SIVA. I was thinking of posting it again, but look at the volume, it's light. Netflix, if it cannot take out yesterday's high, I have an alarm. I think at 883. It's a call spread idea. If the market starts petering out. Gap was a buy setup after an igniting gap breakout. Look, all these flat MAs. So that's an igniting gap, and you got a buy setup, and you got a 1, 2, 3 on the weekly. It got an upgrade though, so the gap is messing us up. But if this were not gapping up, that's a nice buy setup. Where am I? IR. Gapping down. I think Sam, this was on your list. IP, yeah, Sam's list. It's a buy setup. I just don't like the internals of where they are and the distance from the 20 and the 50 here. It's just showing you, you could take the candles off. And these two MAs are telling me that this thing had a recent bullish explosion. Now, I don't know what the bars look like until I put the bars back on, but it's telling me it's extended. And you can see that on the weekly. So climb up. Raul on YouTube, path reversal bar. Yeah, no, well, your stop would have to be Thursday, well, Thursday was a holiday. These holidays always mess me up. Stop would have to be Wednesday's low, the bottoming tail. Because Raul said it's not, he said it's not a strong reversal bar. Friday is not strong, but your reversal bar, Raul, is Wednesday. So that, I mean, and it's bullish pre-market. So I like it. I like it. Look at the weekly. Let's see. So unfortunately, that's not a core long. If this were breaking out right here, Raul, and you had this big fluid move, I would say this is a core long right here. But it failed. So now it's just a bounce. Now it's just a swing trade. Explosive move, buy setup, minor support. So I like it. Ideally 30-minute high, let it chop around a bit. IT is a short idea. That's Sam's list. It cratered from the prior high and it's bearish consolidation. So this would be a fantastic 30-minute low if it can't bounce. UPS, it's a sloppy buy setup. So over Friday's high, put spread idea. Met V broke out. Closing breakout, Met V. Bots, buy setup, rising 20, 50, 200. Breakout monthly. Bots looks great. Delta F slide gapping up. Yeah, but gapping up Delta 20 doesn't mean anything. I mean, I need a pattern and a bias. If I were in this, it was a bullish close, no doubt. But I just don't, there's nothing to do with it. Like show asking OPTT. Yeah, I mean, a show, this is what we call a gap and crap. I mean, it's an explosive, put tape over the price. That is an explosive move far from the 20. So it's bullish 15-minute chart. I give you that. But on the daily, I'd be selling into it. If you want to trade the 15-minute chart as a buy setup, see if this 15-minute bar were to close just like this, then it's a bullish 15-minute day trade. Buy over the high, stop under the low. Q spiders firing here Monday morning. Boeing, we have an up alarm. We have a put spread. Well, I'm surprised I don't have many alarms going off today. That's unusual. But our Boeing is good. Archer, low alarm. This is another Climo. So look, now had this been gapping up $2-3, this would be an amazing gap and crap. But it's still a short-term top now. It's a Climo immediately getting sold into on Monday morning. Amazon. Yeah. That was I was going to give that as a put spread idea. It's a nice 1, 2, 3, 4. Target though, I didn't give it, I don't like it as a swing because a gap fill would have been my target, maybe a little more. But yeah, it's starting out. You know what? Historically, and see, I do like history in the stock market when it's confirmed by the chart. So today's Black Monday, right? So the obvious monster retailer is you're thinking of Amazon. And so the chart confirms the bullish action. I just don't like the entry here. But that's a beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, our Lima X-ray doing fantastic. We're in trail mode. I'll probably move stop from 30-minute low. Tandem, I
Yeah, and
may.
what about a put spread on Amazon?
Well, just give me the juice. But sure.
Anything that has expiring this week. Let's see.
Yeah.
Uh,
Friday's lows.
below 204, 205. There's nothing, no juice.
All right. That's the problem.
207,
That's
207.50.
that's too tight for me.
Mm, we need zero DTE options for these stocks.
Totally 100% agree. And I hope they're at least working on a pilot list. IoT, yeah. I like IoT, earnings profile, like you say, but yeah, that's a buy setup on minor support. You got the bullish term with the gap, red bar ignored. I like it, sure. All-time highs, recent IPO. Yeah, that's good. There's this path that he mentioned, Rahul. Let's see the gap and go messed it up. But path was a nice buy setup too. All right, look at this UMAC gap and crap. This,
And
that's
look at Meta 565 expiring this week. You could go lower than that.
earnings. No, earnings 130, my bad.
Uh,
No, it's not. No, my bad. Um, earnings are fine. All right, 560. Yeah, yeah, I like that one better because it's more cushion. It's 40 cents, the 560s. So let's do 565 or 562.50. Yep, that is moving. Yep, that's a break. Yeah, that's a fantastic put spread idea.
now, if you saw an email I answered today, I think it's a good idea to type the word trade in front of the posts. People that download the chat can search for it and find them. Because people that are in here just for the morning that want to find things, they'd be able to search that word and find things in the chat, which is a lot.
I didn't follow you. So no, I didn't
So,
read.
so
Trade what?
no, just type the word trade. This way they can search the word trade in the chat file.
But every post is a trade.
No. Like in front of Meta, you type the word trade and then hyphen Meta, right? And so people that would download the chat, which anybody can do, would then search in the file the word trade and they would just find the trades. Whereas what would they search for now to find trades? They couldn't search anything in particular because it could be Meta, it could be Apple, it could be XYZ. It's like a tag, so to speak, but we're just saying, hey, here's a word that if you search the chat file, you would find the trades that were posted.
Okay, but then you're going to miss all adjustments to that trade. So I don't know. I got to think of that. I hear I'm busy. AD line negative 700. Um,
All right, that's an idea. Search those words. I'm just trying to find a way for those that are in here for a limited amount of time during the day to be able to find those ideas.
I know, but we don't have that many alerts per day. Just all right. Hold on, I'm busy.
All right, done conversation. It's not that it's that many alerts. It's just that the chat file is very large. So you have to scroll and scroll and scroll to find it versus searching a word.
Starbucks low alarm. This, no, not this. Synops. Synops alarm.
XLE's getting pounded, so is IWM and X biotech getting going down. Everything, biotech's energy and KRE lower. Oh, IWM's getting clobbered. On a 5-minute chart.
Yeah, I looked at that for zero D, priming for call spread, and there's just no juice. All right, flex.
We got to look more often at dollar NDX. Because I remember someone asked about that in MT Live, and they have zero DTE.
Yeah, of course. Someone, right. NDX is the NASDAQ SPX, absolutely. All right, LDOS gave it up, so now just reset the alarm. IQV. This is a short. Let's see, is this official or early? Under 238, so it's official. 237. SMCI, there's no pattern here. All right, thanks, Patrick. Deer, yeah, it's a climb. It went up strong, so not sure what the target is. I'd rather shorting things in downtrends. Like this IQV, I like better. Declining 20, 50, multi-bar turn. Let me see the one that Sam I am gave me short, so I can set an alarm.
Delta, it's not a clean pattern, but kind of messy back and forth. Not kind of, it's a big mess, Microsoft. But it could be a catch-up trade. I don't think it's going to move that much today.
Yeah, it's range bound. That Meta was superior to me. Meta's was a breakout with a cleaner void. But cat for Sam. Yeah, I like the turn. I like the morning action here. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Stop Friday's low. DXCM, bullish consolidation, bullish weekly, monthly. We have shorting 76 puts for 75. All right, so they got spready. So we're on the offer 50 by 75. So no fill yet on DXCM, but I like this pattern. That's has a void all time frames. LX. See now it's getting tired. Percent wise, that was a big run this morning. I was planning on moving stop 30-minute low. I already tightened it over here. So we'll 30-minute low it. Our Boyd. We have long calls, $70 calls.
I'm going to put up my charts. Anybody that wants to look at them, there's tabs at the top of the chat. You can stay on Dan's while he's talking, of course.
Yeah.
Hey, Chow. Defense stocks are lower. Oh, there's a big reversal, nasty reversal. ACHR.
Archer.
Nothing to do, but
Well, it was on my gap and crap list. My alarm went off.
here's a short. VVX.
Yeah, like it.
You can do
Yep,
that.
yep, I'm giving it. It looks like light volume based on the 15 though.
Yeah, intraday, but it trades about 350,000 average. Fine for a swing. I didn't look at the spread. Intraday spread.
V2X. All right, at first I
50-cent spread. Be careful. You can offer out
yeah,
51-cent spread between the bid and the ask right now.
I can't give him that. Like that, we can't do that. But yeah, obviously for those in here who know what Greg just said. Yeah, it's a bull rectangle, Sam. So tandem I mentioned, this would be a good put spread. 30s, there's no weeklies. The 30s, 60 by 80. Uh, Not bad if you don't mind holding 3 weeks. Nice pattern. I'm gonna go low offer. It's 75 cents. Yeah, John, I like it. It's in the trade, it's in the weekend letter trying to sell puts, but 30-minute high could be directional too. Or ideally closes like this and then do it tomorrow. AD line, gap to zero. It's now negative 900. We got narrow breadth. But yeah, no, DXDM looks great. Um, I have naked puts on this myself. CSVP. I still have an open profit, so I think it's spreading. I'm gonna bid to close it. Riot triggered. My alarm didn't go off. Let me see what the trade was. Open. Okay, so yeah, it did. Okay, so it triggered and we're getting filled on the pullback. Okay, so I'll post it. Yep. Yeah, my alarm went off earlier is why I didn't. Yeah, I'm posting that right now. Let me post the stop on Meta. Friday's low, 566.88. I will do this 564.
Netflix was a good put call spread last week. Put an alert under today's low or yesterday's low for
Yep.
possible.
Yep, I already did. I mentioned that pre-market also. AD line under 1,000 now with IWM and diamonds stair stepping down again. 149. Sure, don't know. IT alarm, Sam, that's yours. All right, some early alarm, but I like it now. I'll reset. Wow, slight volume. My alarm went off and it just slammed back up. IT. Yeah. Um, Capped over the entry. Blowing up alarm. EQH. Stop down at a profit. TRGP alarm. This would have been a great call spread, but there's no weeklies. EMF alarm. Yeah, it's totally fine. Wow, I had a tight tiger. Yeah, 30-minute high, bottom fishing. Yeah, I mean, it's a chunk, but intelligent entry for, and I call it a dumpster diver. Wow, that's gap. The gap on gap messed it up. Sizzler. We're not going to get filled. Over hasn't triggered, but now it's more like it could be building an inverse head and shoulder. But it's fine, no trigger, no harm. Right, LX now, 30-minute low. Well, it's 30-minute low is right here, so that doesn't make any sense. I got filled on that tandem naked puts. Yeah, nice move there. Yeah, things are all in cruise mode here. Look at that all-time highs. Apple. Wow. Amazon looked great. Meta. Yep, this is a FANG party today. Get everything updated. Utilities selling off with the risk on today. Yep, 30-minute high. See what this looks like full screen. Yeah, Not sure what the target is, but even if it gets to the 50 MA, would be a good trade. Let me check $6 puts. $15 by 20. So, it's like we talk about, you think that's not a lot, but gives us a cost basis of the day's low. Let me try 17 cents. Build. All right, so I'm in it with you, Alex, but via short puts. Starbucks dog. All right, we stopped out 101.26. Yep, I said it's a Fang party day here so far. Isler, we wanted 187. Yeah, let's cancel that. Yeah, not a nice move. That could have been a day trade directional too. Nice on this thing. It's great, daily, weekly. Mhm. Well, our minimum's 100, but my test is more so as a 15-minute. Um, you can read solid bars, but yeah, that's borderline. Docs. Let's check. Oops. Yeah, I like it. Members head and shoulders. Yeah, if it closes like this, I love it. So let me check puts now. But yeah, this Wednesday, MT Live is inverse head and shoulders, and that's a textbook one right there. There's no weeklies and no even dollar puts, so that's retarded. But yeah, can't blame me for nibbling now. That's great. So the only question is, will it close like this? But markets have been running here for a while, at least the Q. So bang day. But we got that narrow breadth.